Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. So now we have some actual combat. Last video was almost entirely plot. We will start things up a little interesting with the Banshee, a few Ravagers, some Marauders. And when I did this on my Engineer, I got kind of lucky, and the Banshee and the Ravagers just attacked my party members. I had drones also to distract things, and I do have one here as well, but it's from Tally, and she has long cooldowns, and I just have very, very close quarters to deal with. I could have charged that Ravager, I suppose, and gotten out of here, but there's a bunch of Marauders back there, and I know it, so it's very dangerous. I don't like being trapped in corners. And I don't really have a choice. I need to charge her to keep shields up and what have you. I'm really worried about that Ravager, though, as well. And I'm trying to time my charge so that I charge the second after she uses her Nova, and she almost just stabbed me in the face. That would have been bad. But for some reason I can just never get that timing just perfect. And she has a ton of life, because even with armor-piercing ammo, my Wraith really does not do much damage to her at all. Would certainly be helpful if I had Warp or something, or Incinerate or anything, to supplement just my shotgun. And I'm now Resing Garrus. That time, finally, I timed it correctly. I'm Resing Garrus just to act as a meat shield, really. She's just about gone, though. And here comes the Ravager. Wasn't expecting that. And then suddenly, there was a Ravager. I guess he also wanted to play. But fortunately, Ravagers are dumb as hell, and apparently don't know how to rotate. So I kind of just danced around him, and he's dead. So that could have been a problem, but really not. I'm standing in his goo, though, and that's hurting my shields. There we go. Apparently rotating is a learned skill. But whatever, I know there's some Marauders left, but all in all, this is about done. Then we are going to have more plot. Of course. This is going to take a while, and there's not much to say. So, I had an idea, and I would like to talk about this some more. Hopefully I'll have time in some of the duller periods, but I was just thinking, you know, they have said that Mass Effect 3 is the final, you know, game in the trilogy, being a trilogy, and that's it. But I have a feeling that this makes them far too much money, and we're going to see some just new games, some spin-offs, something. Because this franchise is far too lucrative for them to put it away. But I have a feeling that this is going to be the last we see of Commander Shepard. I think this is the end of his story for the most part, barring maybe something small, but I doubt that we're going to see another full game involving Commander Shepard. Well, I think it would be really cool if we could see what the Mass Effect universe was like in Javik's time. You know, he constantly talks about locales and species in the universe 50,000 years ago. Well, I would love to see those different places and those different species. I would love to see, you know, a proto-Mass Effect universe, kind of like this was episode, to use a Star Wars analogy, this was episode 4, 5, and 6, and then we could see the prequel, we could see Javik's time, which would be episode 1, 2, and 3. Only, you know, actually really good and not piss off a whole bunch of people and whatever. And, you know, you even have a perfect tool, a perfect main character to use. You could, I mean, and I don't know, it depends on whether or not you like Javik, but they could easily just use Javik. He actually spans both eras, so you could have Javik be your Commander Shepard, and there you go. You have the game right there. Just a different universe. And I'll get into it in a bit more later, but that's basically the gist of it. So let me know what you guys think about that, but again, plot and blah 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 blah.
That proved unreliable for general application. We've proven that adrenaline and its cross-species equivalence is most effective and efficient.
It's hard to imagine what this place was like at full operation.
The pursuit of efficiency has revealed an important fact. The Reaper's use of dragon's teeth to create husks is ingenious. The Reaper nanites attach themselves to the adrenaline released and quickly move through the body to speed conversion to the final husk state.
Figure out how Reaper indoctrination...
Terminal's damaged. Hang on.
Reapers wanted this place shut down. Maybe we'll find out why.
It doesn't make sense. Thought Cerberus and the Reapers were getting along. What changed?
You got it, Shepard.
Heading to the tower to disable the communications scrambler. I have to get word out. Some refugees are turned into husks. Some are indoctrinated and shipped to the elusive man. Whoever's left is used in experiments. The data indicates that my father is trying to figure out how Reaper indoctrination works.
Tricking refugees with food and shelter only to turn them into test subjects. And for what?
Draw them in and throw them in a meat grinder.
She said that shipments were sent to the elusive man. Maybe we can use that to find him.
Good catch. Come on. Miranda said she was headed to the tower.
Alright, here we go. This was super easy, so maybe I'll just talk more about my idea. But this is just kill the 2 barrier engines at the beginning, and then there's just some marauders and some cannibals, and it's easy mode, and blah blah blah. So, just a new Mass Effect series, only this time featuring the struggle, the 300-year struggle against the Reapers during the last cycle. The Prothean cycle, where they led and there were the different species and whatever. It could even be a time before the Reapers came, though that was probably a bit too similar. That would be a bit too similar to how things went in this cycle, in this game. So rather than before they came, maybe just we start off right as Javik starts getting into the picture. Not right as he's born, because then he would be young, but maybe even that. We could, depending on how Protheans age, we could see a young Javik and just kind of go through his career as a soldier until he is eventually frozen in stasis. And then that eventually segues into this game, into this series. You could have just a totally different sort of feel to the game. You know, it's Protheans, so more kind of organic technology, I guess. And just the Prothean Empire and different species in that respect. The one big problem I see with this, especially when facing the Reapers, is we already faced the primary antagonist. Not, I mean, obviously the Reapers would be a primary antagonist in both games, but also in Mass Effect 2 we faced Collectors, and Collectors are just Reaper-fied Protheans. So we would have to face those again, which could be problematic, but they could change them a bit, you know, stylize them differently, give them some different abilities that they didn't have and whatever, kind of evolve them, even though it actually happens before the series of this game. I don't know, I feel like there's potential there. I certainly would play it. I really would like to see more of this game. I love the series. I have played it for hundreds of hours, so I think that's kind of obvious by this point. But I think that is it for combat for this video, just some plot left, but we do have a third part to Sanctuary. So thanks guys for watching, stay tuned for more, and have a good one.
Process is one thing, however turning it to our advantage is proving to be quite another. This is assembly line science. The sheer brute force of numbers and repetition is doing the thinking for us. Effective, but discovery happens at a pace.
inside the tower. If you're receiving this, I've got evidence you cannot ignore. Confirmation that my father is working for the elusive man. Connection established.
I have your report on the process, Mr. Lawson. Cut to the chase. Can you do it?
Theoretically, control is possible, yes. The Reaper subjects we converted are responding, but it's difficult to maintain.
I thought that might be the case. Not to worry, Henry. With Sanctuary's help, we'll get it sorted.
Controlling Reaper forces. Is that possible?
I don't know. I'll play the rest of it.
We've done it. We've found a way to co-opt their control signal. As long as the Reaper troops remain in close proximity to our signal, we can maintain control indefinitely.
Excellent news. And how could we extrapolate this technique to apply to the Reapers themselves?
That's a much bigger challenge.
Now we know why the Reapers attacked Sanctuary.
They must have discovered what Cerberus was doing. That's bad news for the elusive man.
But it's good news for us. We finally have our link to Cerberus. Lowering the access ladder. Come on, let's move.
Hold on, Shepard. There's more.
Damn it. I hope she's ready for him.